Background: a vibrant montage of famous American landmarks, the Statue of Liberty, Golden Gate Bridge, Grand Canyon, before fading into quieter shots of small towns, farmland, and empty highways. Upbeat and playful music plays. America, land of the free, home of the brave, and the ultimate patchwork of 50 very unique states. Each one contributes to the melting pot of this great nation, from the fast-paced glamour of New York City to the sunny beaches of California to the deep-fried fun of Texas fairs. But let's face it, not all states get the spotlight. While some states are out there grabbing headlines and setting trends, others, well, they're just kind of there. You know the ones, the states that don't make you scream vacation goals, or that you couldn't point to on a map without squinting. But that doesn't mean they don't matter. Nope. In fact, these underdog states have their own charm, subtle, overlooked, and dare I say, slightly unintentional charm. Today, we're diving into the top 10 states that don't matter, but somehow still exist. Spoiler alert, no hard feelings, alright? It's all love, a little humor, and a chance to give these overlooked states the attention they probably didn't even ask for. So, grab a snack, settle in, and let's celebrate the quietly necessary, the sneakily quirky, and sometimes bafflingly bland parts of America that make up this delightful patchwork we call home. Ready? Let's roll!
Delaware, America's first state, and possibly America's most forgotten. This pint-sized powerhouse has been holding things together since 1787, when it became the first to ratify the Constitution. Impressive history? Sure. Memorable presence today? Not so much. With only around 1 million residents and the second smallest area in the country, Delaware is like the quiet kid in the back row who did the group project 200 years ago and has coasted on the credit ever since. But hey, Delaware's got businesses. A lot of them. Around 1.8 million companies call this state home not because they love the beaches or the vibe, but because Delaware is essentially a tax haven. Yep. It's where billion-dollar companies go to avoid taxes, not to set up cute offices. Outside of corporate-friendly paperwork, there's Rehoboth Beach, tax-free shopping, and Joe Biden's house. Beyond that, Delaware feels less like a destination and more like the state you drive through on your way to Philly or DC. Necessary? Sure. Exciting? Not really. But hey, we'll always respect Delaware's hustle and its convenient exit signs on the interstate. What's smaller than Los Angeles, not actually an island, and is mostly known for its full name being longer than its borders? You guessed it, Rhode Island. Officially, the state of Rhode Island and Providence Plantations. It's a mouthful, just like their famous clam chowder. Clocking in at just over 1,200 square miles, Rhode Island is so small you could run a marathon straight across it. Twice. But don't let the tiny size fool you. It's trying its best to punch above its weight with artsy charm and old money coastal vibes. Providence has Brown University and Rist, adding some intellectual flair, and Newport boasts fancy yacht clubs and mansions from the Gilded Age. But for most people, Rhode Island is more of a blank, and you'll miss it kind of state. Here's the thing, Rhode Island doesn't have to try to impress. It just quietly leans into its identity as a small, quirky sidekick to Massachusetts and Connecticut. Go there for frozen lemonade and picturesque coastlines, but don't expect the big state energy you'd get anywhere else. Let's all be honest for a second. If someone says, Nebraska, what comes to mind? If your answer is corn, you're right. And that's kind of it. Welcome to the Cornhusker State, where there are actually more cows than people. Nebraska is huge 7,700 square miles of mostly flat land, with less than 2 million people spread out across it. The result? Endless fields of corn, soybeans, and open skies so flat, even your GPS wonders what's up. Its biggest cities, Lincoln and Omaha, are pleasant, smallish urban centers that thrive on Midwestern simplicity. Warren Buffett lives here, but honestly, he probably spends most of his time reading in his house.
Nebraska's proud of its agricultural roots, and it should be. It feeds the nation. But you don't exactly hear people say, let's take a road trip to Nebraska this summer. The quirkiest attraction here. It's literally Carhenge, a replica of Stonehenge made from old cars. Enough said. Wyoming, home to some of the most breathtaking scenery in the United States, and practically no one to enjoy it. With only 580,000 residents spread across nearly 100,000 square miles, Wyoming is the nation's least populous state, and it shows. Don't get me wrong, the national parks here are a literal dream. Yellowstone, amazing. Grand Teton, stunning. But beyond that, Wyoming's biggest attraction is, well, how empty it is. There are fewer people than bison in some places, and that kind of isolation can feel more peaceful or eerie depending on your perspective. Tourism and coal mining power the economy, but there's no denying Wyoming's appeal is all about getting away. Want to be miles from other humans and see stars you didn't know existed? Wyoming's got you. Vermont is quintessential New England, a pastoral wonderland of maple syrup, cheese, and quaintness. With just over 600,000 residents, Vermont feels more like a scenic screensaver than an actual state. Home to endless forests, covered bridges, and cozy cabins, it's charming, but also a little too sleepy. Burlington is Vermont's largest city with a modest population of 43,000, barely enough to fill a college football stadium. For what it's worth, Vermont leans hard into its outdoorsy indie vibe. But if maple syrup and cute aesthetics aren't your thing, Vermont might leave you scratching your head.
Background: a montage of quirky state highlights small-town festivals, road signs, and scenic views from the states mentioned. Upbeat, cheerful music plays softly. And there you have it. The top 10 states that don't matter, but definitely do. Sure, these states might not dominate headlines, star in Hollywood blockbusters, or top anyone's vacation bucket list, but hey, they've got charm in their own quiet way. Whether it's for their hidden gems, quirky traditions, or just the simple fact that they exist as part of this great nation's mosaic, each of these states brings something to the table, even if it's just good vibes or lots of wide open space. So, next time you're planning a road trip, maybe give these underrated states a chance. Who knows? You might just find your new favorite spot or at least an awesome story to tell. If you had fun with this list, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you won't miss more entertaining dives into topics that keep you curious and laughing. Oh, and drop a comment below. What state do you think deserves a little extra attention or maybe even an upgrade on our next list? Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay curious, stay adventurous, and as always keep discovering the unexpected. See you in the next video. Background fades to your channel logo with the words, "Discover Top 5" followed by subscribe for more.